name is Nuhair Zain. I'm an Egyptian architect, designer, and entrepreneur born and raised in the UAE. I research and explore designs that are culturally rooted in our region and that are environmentally responsible. Recently, I developed Leukeather, which is a plant-based leather alternative to exotic leathers. The idea behind the development of Leukeather was, to be honest, a coincidence. It came at a time where I was exploring different plant species, and it was during COVID as well, so I had plenty of time to explore. I took these pods and put them against the sun, just looked at them against the sun, and they had the most beautiful translucent effect on the pods, and I instantly grabbed them and I wanted to create something out of them. So I took it forward and I started exploring how can I turn this one modular unit into a bigger piece that could be repetitive and replicated and created at a mass scale. So the discarded seed pods that we use to create our end product, which is Leukeather, is made from a tree that grows here in the UAE, but also regionally. And it's a tree that has a lot of environmental benefits. For example, it grows very fast. Within 2 years, it can grow up to 5 meters. I even grew my own in my parents' home. And it started populating by itself without us watering it or anything. So it has a lot of environmental benefits, and at the same time, it acts as a natural nitrogen fixator. So once you grow it within a group of trees or a group of other plants, it will naturally fertilize the soil for them. As a material that's made 100% in the UAE, it plays a very important role in the sustainability story and ethos of the country and the region as well. So we make the material from A to Z. The entire supply chain of the material is 100% made in the UAE, and all the raw materials are sourced from the UAE, which makes the material carbon emissions very low. At the same time, our treatment technology is 100% natural, and the entire process is handmade. We don't rely on machinery that require a lot of energy. So that's why we produce at a smaller scale, which makes our production more sustainable and makes the material more exclusive and luxurious. I would like the viewer to explore the exhibition as a journey. First, from the outside, you would see reflective surfaces that reflect the viewer. But then once you go inside the room and the space, you start exploring the layers of the material, and the more you go in, the more you discover. Finally reaching the cabinet, which explores the duality between my Egyptian identity and me growing up in the UAE, and how these two together represent my identity. And I wanted to reflect it in the materiality of the room that we're building within the space. So from the outside, it gives a different feel, and once you go in, you see the textures and the richness of the space. The cabinet design is made out of 2 parts. The lower part represents the UAE influences, and you will also notice a lot of brass pins that are quite common in Mandous boxes, and it's made out of wood as well, which is a material that was quite common here in the UAE. And on the upper part, you will see how the box is inspired by Egyptian references. In ancient Egypt, they would never use brass pins. They would mainly rely on carving out wood and then adding imprints or symbols of their culture, which is something that inspires the top part of the cabinet. And to mix these together, the cabinet is entirely modular. All the drawers are modular, so you can mix and match. And this represents the fluidity of how these 2 cultures come together and how they shape me as an architect and artist. The legs are inspired by how in ancient Egypt they would always add animal legs to represent certain qualities. And I specifically designed the legs to the form of a gazelle's leg, because gazelles are the national animal of the UAE, but at the same time they were very symbolic in Egypt, and they represent harmony, beauty, strength. And I thought this is a good example to add an element that was always used in Egypt, a style that was used in Egypt, but then also create a connection between the 2 cultures. Many materials you would source them as they are, you don't design them. But with Leukeather, I design the pattern. So there's also a design aspect to the material, apart from the craftsmanship aspect where we take the modules and put them next to each other. The design aspect is also limitless. We can use so many patterns, so many colors and textures, and play with them and explore them. In the future, we would like to explore the potential of how we can use the material into accessible products. Being a very exclusive, handmade and expensive material limits our customer clientele. However, that's why we decided in the future we'll start creating bespoke products that are accessible to everyone, that are of day use, and also expand our sustainability, our sustainable products in the market. And this is what we will continue to push moving forward.